Hey everyone, Zodiac Leader 635. I have my blue robe on, so it's time to do some lazy update. So, of course you guys know I've been at Kevin's, and I came back a few days ago. 2, 3, 4 days ago. And I needed time to get rid of all the sadness that thing left behind, and at the same time I had to um, place everything somewhere just to make sure that's not a mess on the floor or anything. So I guess I got to that point now. Anyways, so dreams come true. I never thought of owning Metoroids, and look at me now. I own 7 of them. Thanks to Kevin, thanks to Carlos, thanks to myself, thanks to all 3 of those, I own 7 Starrier Metoroid or Meteoriode, which I'm going to be showing. I already showed at Kevin's and everything, but I guess I could show them again when I get done with them. I really don't know, nor have that certainness, but yeah. I just began with one of them, right here, the Starrier's Metoroid L-Man, the first one that Kevin got me with Lion Man. And he had to sell the Penguin to Jaden for, to get money for this, and Lion for him. And at the same time, I got done. Well, not got done because it's not necessarily done. It won't be done until tomorrow because I got to dip the contacts in vinegar to take that little rust they have out. Polish them a little bit and then just glue the fabric to the inside of the feet. But it works, it dances, and everything. So the Flirty Flasher Monkey is almost done. And there you guys have it. Now, it's funny because the type of relay that these things have is, here's where the thing gets funny. What year was this piece of shit released on? 2006, 2007, somewhere around there? Well, let's put the year of release of this. They have that sensor, that relay. 2018. The same fucking relays that my 3D printer uses. Yeah, literally. These things have been used for years now. I mean, they are the clickers of the mouse things. They are the sensors for these. Maybe relays for Spirit props too. As far as I'm aware of, there's a couple that seem to have something like that. Maybe bigger too. There's some bigger ones. But you guys get the point. Those things are used and have been used over the years and will keep on being used, hopefully. But anyways, it's almost done, as I said before. All I gotta do is just put the fabric on there, clean these contacts, and that'll be it. The thing's gonna be done. All it needed was the wires, the main positive and negative, to be replaced. There was a capacitor that was shorting out in the hip swinging motor. That's probably why it never did really power on. All it did was just do like tick, tick, tick whenever you would push the button. But of course, both wires were considerably corroded. The positive wire, not so much. In fact, I still may have a little piece somewhere around there. But it was corroded in here. No, I mean here, sorry. This one must be the positive, if I'm not wrong. Yep, that's the positive. That's the original wire, actually, that the thing had. But I replaced both from the top because I don't want to access the top anymore. It's a pain in the ass. Like, with both my clumsiness and the fact that this is already a butthurt to take apart, I really don't want to go up there, so I just decided, hey, I'll change the 2 wires. Nothing's going to happen. Fine for now. Because first thing I did, when I put back the skin, like, first of all, because of the arms, the skin is really hard to take off, okay? So you got to kind of flex the arms, and I don't want to do that because the arm pieces are going to split. This has an extremely, almost identical mechanism to the Motionettes that have the moving head and everything. The only difference with those is that they have an identical circle to the one from the knob, and a little stick that's like curved that basically makes the head move, depending on if it's one that has the moving head or not. It has that, but the peg is actually plastic, so it's somewhat fragile, and I didn't really want to bother with it that much. I had to. The arm pieces did not break, thank goodness. The relay broke off from its position, but I glued it, and that was it. And I had to undo. It's got a pretty small space, like from here, around here to around here, I believe. I thought it was going to be all the way to the bottom, so it would have been, easier to just open it and take the mechanism. So first I had to remove the feet. Like, first I unstitched it at Kevin's. I brought it like that to Argentina. I took the retaining rings out of the bottom. I reused all retaining rings, which is pretty good. And I had to take the feed off, had to cut the wires and all that bull crap, then just skin the complete thing, and then go with the problems and everything. I oiled up both motors to make sure that nothing fails on it, and such things, sucky things. The one wire that specifically was unreusable was the black or the negative wire. In fact, there's a blue wire now there because there's another sort of black wire and then there's a blue wire, a little connection because the wire was too short. But as I said before, this thing got fixed. Thank you, Jaden, for it. I absolutely love it. And even though it's like, the leather is gone, the hat is gone, I really don't give two shits about it. Even if it doesn't have the covers, I love it. I absolutely love it. And this is one of those items that I really want to have the entire series of. The frog that I used to have, the lion, the one that sings "Can Touch This" and the others and all that crap, the foxes. I like those. I absolutely like that movement. That sort of mix of motionette movement with hip swinger movement. They really nailed it right there. Anyways, then of course here's Dancing Terry. I didn't bring the box, but the box is going to be brought next time I go or next time Kevin comes down. It all depends if he ever decides to come down, that is. But this is Toy Lover's second Dancing Terry, the one that had a dead chip. The chip is dead, there's nothing to do about it, so I'm actually going to replace it by the chip of that one doll that I bought at the barber shop. Yeah, the one that sings Tick Tick Tack, and it has a sound clap sensor. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to put in it. Because I wanted to keep that old dynamic that these things had that were like old, like, late 90s, weird animatronics with really catchy songs. And this is pretty much what it's going to be. So there's Terry. One of the springs actually went, like, funny because Toy Lover and I had this issue before. Me with my dinosaur and him with the other Terry piece of shit that he has. And the thing just spins. The big shaft spins. And the spring gets caught on the retaining ring or something. And it just winds around the fucking shaft. First of all, it jams it all up. And second, it fucks up the spring. But again, thankfully the springs are still fine. It really didn't, fuck it up that much. Anyways, there's that. So Terry is going to be next one probably. Now going back with the Starriers Metoroid L-Men, I have it all taken to pieces. Here's the board of it. The button from the chest that makes it say, then again, in this one it's all the same. Button from the chest, button from the back of the head. Switches here. Gearbox, and the gearbox is really interesting too, because it is like a Happy Kit gearbox, in fact, but it has a few improvements that I really don't know why Happy Kit never thought about. So here's Happy Kit's Turbo Fighter, Remote Robot Defender, and the others, and of course all of them have a plastic lever, which I actually took the freedom to make spares off. And actually I gave a few to Kevin, and right now I gotta make a bunch for myself, but then again, it's on Thingiverse if anybody wants it for their Happy Kit robot. Also put the gears and some other pieces from an original one. Cool thing about this one is that it has a board holder in the front. The second gear is actually gummy. That's one thing that I've never seen Happy Kit do. And there's a metallic shaft going No, it is a gummy gear, but the shaft is gummy too. That's weird. But anyways, that's really cool from Zeebo to make that. Of course, the difference is the Happy Kit robots, the newer ones, started having the gummy gears. So let's be real here. Zeebo was ahead of its time with this one. Because Happy Kit, back then, of course, they only produced the original 1996 Super Fighter. The original Super Fighter from 96 was continuous. It would only have 2 sounds, which would be 3 actually, because it's stepping, I am a Super Fighter, drop it, don't move, and shooting. And that was it. It would go on continuously and continuously. This one not only had an electronic pause, and I'm talking about generally, not only L-Man, but Stone Man, Lion Man, all those. And it was made 2 years after that. It had a mechanical pause, or electronic pause, let's basically call it. That's basically when the circuit board can interrupt the motor. Yeah, when the motor's connected to the chip, it can, make it stop. Pretty much what Turbo Fighters and Super Fighters did later on after the first one, like Robot Defender. Robot Defender was probably the first somewhat higher technology IR remote and everything from Happy Kid, and I have a feeling it was because they just didn't have that. They probably didn't have that technology at that time because they made that's basically that Robot Defender is how can I explain? It's a collaboration between Smart Industrial and Happy Kid. You know, Happy Kid or Wang Kwong at the time put the shells, the mechanics, everything that, the robot pretty much. And Smart Industrial probably put the audio, the technology to make it actually be IR remote, which again, it pretty much like as I said, it's funny because it's like if Smart Industrial would have made the board and the remote. Because the remote doesn't really look that much like if it was designed by Happy Kid. It just says Smart Industrial. It's like, yeah, that's basically what happened. So that was the first high-tech robot from Happy Kid, and it was because of a collaboration. So as I said, these won the race. Electronic race, they won it. Of course, other than that, they really did a really cool thing with the lever, with the turning lever, because instead of adding an actual plastic lever that can break off and everything, they added a spring. Yeah, so if you hold this some way or also, this is where it broke off. That's why it wasn't animating. Okay, now that's one thing Kevin fixed for me when he first got it. The other ones don't really have, because this one has a screw down there, and this basically it can detach. Yes, it can. Probably, I'm not really sure, but it doesn't necessarily. It might last more than what Happy Kid robots have it, because I've seen broken ones, dislocated ones on Happy Kid robots, and it's a pain in the ass to just go inside of them, take it off, and all that crap. It's a pain when you have to do it all the time. But on these, they kind of fixed that issue, which is really good. Anyways, enough with the turning part. Of course, everything is the same. The only thing they did was just change the thing, because it says 1998 Zibo Toyco Ltd. Limited, world patent pending. They probably never got it because it's not an original design. At least this is not an original design. Made in China. And what else? Of course, the upper side. The thing that's really interesting about these, that instead of having a head that actually attaches to this pole and just goes from side to side, just like a Happy Kid robot, this one actually has moving eyes, moving mouth, and a moving nose, trunk, mustache, however you want to call it. Because then, in a Lion Man, it's an actual nose. In Stone Man, looks more like a mustache, and in this one, elephants have a trunk and trunks. Only one person will actually understand that, but yeah, they have this. So, what is the whole thing they did? And let me just go and reach the front body area. This is how it looks like when it has nothing on it. Looks pretty much like a Stone Man, but, gray. I think they did make, I have a feeling they did actually make a gray one, because it is in the box. It just looks far too detailed, so it makes me think it's the box prototype or something. But, I'm really thinking that there must be at least one that looks like, painted like Element, but it's actually stone. Anyways. So, the thing about this, first of all, before we get to the animation, the cool thing about these is that all you need to do to make it Lion Man, L-Man, or Gorilla Man, because there's actually a gorilla version of this that's pretty rare. We've seen it once. We found it once for the hell of it. We tried, find it again, and we never did. So, there it goes. The cool thing is that it's all add-ons. It's all pieces. These are all basically Stone Man, and all they do is change the mouth, change the nose part, or that part, and put something on it. In Lion Man, it's a mane that basically, I believe it's two pieces. Of course, two pieces in the front, two pieces on the back. L-Man, the exact same thing. They are basically ears that you just put on and you screw. They have an extra screw on each ear, so L-Man may be the one that has the most screws out of all Metoroids. And that's practically it. Then, of course, you have a specific nose for L, a specific nose for Lion, and a specific nose or mustache for Stone Man, and that's practically it. Same with the mouth. Other than that, there's nothing really else to talk about the looks of it. So, how does this work? How the hell does this actually work aside from, being a regular Happy Kit mechanism just in another toy. This is how it works. First of all, the main shaft for the body, the main axis for the body that goes all the way to the bottom, that's a vertical axis, it's also used for the nose movement. So that's why whenever the things turn from side to side, you don't see the nose moving. It's because it only moves when the toy is walking, okay? So, there's a spinning knob and there's a little linkage somewhere right there, because this is a regular size of shaft. They just put that there because they grabbed another shaft that was either the same length or a little shorter, and they just put it in there, and that was it. So there goes. And within the eyes, of course, both eyes and mouth move with this. Okay, where are the eyepieces? These are the eyepieces. They go downward like this. Yeah. And they go here. They have a little peg, so they're kind of like they have a pivot, and they go like this. So when you see it from the front, it would look like that. Yeah, so what basically happens is the gearbox goes like this inside there. If I can fit it on the guides, that is, because it has two guides at the sides, just like the Happy Kit ones. There we go. And of course, when this turns, the tabs push the eyes from side to side. That's pretty much why you can see the eyes moving from side to side. Sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. It all depends on how the piece was made. But that's not everything. We already know how the eyes work. How does the mouth work? Well, that's kind of a tough one to describe. It works the same way, don't get me wrong, but it's basically like this. When it's in the middle, the mouth is all the way open. Okay, when this peg is all the way up here, and this entire piece is on the middle, the thing is actually looking at looking straight at you. The mouth is open because there's nothing touching. But as this piece turns, the edges touch with a side of the mouth, either this one or that one. So every time it goes to a side, the mouth actually closes. That's what I like about it. So it would basically be in the middle, looking forward at you, both arms straight, and the mouth all the way open. When it goes to one side or the other, arms are according to the side it goes to. Looking to that side is the eyes and the mouth, of course, which is closed. It's really cool. I mean, and people say these things are rare and everything. I don't deny, don't get me wrong, don't start ranting on me just because of what I'm about to say. I'm not acknowledging that these things are somewhat uncommon. But to call it very rare, that's a little too much. Yeah. I mean, it is true, we have not seen that many throughout the past years. We must have seen like 5 ailments or so. And a crapload of Stoneman. But again, these are not that hard to find. I mean, people just take them like if they were super, super scarce and everything. They're not. I have 7 of them, so they clearly are not. We found them on eBay. We imported one from Belgium. We imported 3 from the UK, so these are not. I even received one as a present. These are not rare anymore, okay? So don't start getting me with like, oh my god, it's worth $100 because it's brand new in the box and all that bullshit. Yeah, brand new in the box is when you really gotta take care because the fucking batteries can be fucked, okay? They have these demo batteries, which, I'm not gonna lie, one started rusting. This one started rusting, and thankfully it didn't ruin my brand new in box Stoneman. But as I said, people think that because these things are new in box, they are worth a lot, and in all honesty, sometimes the worst ones are the ones that are new in box. Yeah, they might look cleaner and everything, but maybe the gears are broken for the legs and you just don't know because the person hasn't tested it. The batteries may be corroded, and if you don't have any sort of experience fixing things and replacing contacts, and the things are completely rusted off, yeah, you're pretty much fucked. Fucked times 3. That's basically how I can say it. Of course, legs of any Metaloid are the exact same thing, pretty much like a Turbo Fighter, only that the piece is not replaceable, it's just a slot. like Power Destroyer pretty much. And the crotch pieces are pretty much like a Happy Kid robot, but they're just stony. They have like the classic crotch pieces and everything from a Metaloid. So that's practically it for these Metaloids. But anyways, what I'm gonna do right now is probably make another video showing all the things, because this was the point of that video, of this specific video, but I just kept on talking about Metaloid and the monkey, so yeah, I guess that's not gonna happen in this video. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. More updates coming soon when I'm done with this one, or I don't even know if I'll actually just reassemble it like that and leave it all well, not wireless, but you know, not connected. So I really don't feel like doing anything at this moment. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and more things coming soon.